Honolulu police are on the hunt for several suspects involved in burglaries and robberies, and making sure these suspects are put behind bars and the community is kept safe is CrimeStoppers Honolulu. With us on the couch again is the Sarge in charge, Sergeant Chris Kim. Aloha, Sarge. How you doing?
Thank you. Good.
All right.
Good.
Thank you for sending us all the cases for today. Let's review them. What's the first one you're going to cover?
Okay, jumping right to the first case on Tuesday, March 12, 2024 at about 2:55 a.m. This male is catched on video surveillance breaking into a storage area over at the August Aarons Elementary School and taking property. He's been described as an unknown male with black hair. He has no shirt, dark-colored shorts, and light-colored shoes. So the viewers can please take a look at this video. I know the chain link fence is kind of blocking or impeding the view, but still yet, if you know anything about this case, go ahead and contact us.
Well, he went straight for the storage unit and not the plants. You saw the plants on the other side. And, you know, we wanted to start with this because actually our senior producer, Victoria, this is the school she went to in Waipahu. So again, if you have any tips that could lead to this person's or this suspect's arrest, we'll get you the phone number in just a few minutes. But our second case that we're going to review, a storage unit is, of course, usually where you keep your things safe.
Right.
But two suspects were able to break in and steal some items. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, as far as this next case on Sunday, February 18, 2024, at about 12 o'clock p.m., these two males were captured in video surveillance breaking into the complainant's storage space over at the Extra Space Storage in Aiea and taking property. They then fled in a white BMW, license plate PSV 461. You know, oftentimes people will be like, hey, you know, you guys have the suspect vehicle on the plate. Why do you need our help? Well, we just need help in identifying these people because, you know, although we do have the plates of the vehicle, they can always say that, well, I let such and such borrow it or it was stolen or whatever the case may be. So that's why we show these videos and that's why we show these suspects in case, you know, you do identify or you do recognize any of these people. We still need you to provide the information to us.
You know, it's interesting because when you drop your stuff off at a storage unit, you think, I mean, the reason why you're putting it there because it's under, you know, they have the fence, the gate, and the locks, multiple locks before you get to your storage unit. What should people do to, like, increase their own personal protection or their security of their belongings?
I think one of the simplest things they can do is investing in a good lock. Now, never mind going for the super cheap value lock. Invest in something of high quality where it's not easy to cut off with a bolt cutter. Oftentimes these people are walking up and down the aisles and just looking for that junk or cheap lock and then cutting it. Or maybe it's not even locked. Someone forgot to lock and secure it and they're actually going into the storage lockers that way.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that tip because you wouldn't think that, like, they actually are on a mission. They're looking for that junk lock. Man, wow, I didn't even think about that. All right, the last case we're going to talk story about is a robbery at the Ala Moana Center. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, so as far as this one, on Saturday, January 20, 2024, at about 11:53 p.m., this male walked into a retail establishment over at the Ala Moana Shopping Center, selected merchandise without paying, tried to exit, and when the employee tried to stop him, he then physically assaulted the employee. He's been described as a Filipino mixed male, 20 to 30 years old, about 5 feet to 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighing 120 to 140 pounds. He did have a distinct LV tattoo on his left cheek. He had also tattoos on his neck. He's wearing a black hooded jacket, red undershirt with black slides. Everything we talked about today can be seen over at the www.honolulu.org website, bottom left-hand corner under wanted persons, as well as other cases that we need the help from the community in solving.
Sorry, you said that in that last case we talked about that the employee actually went and tried to stop the suspect. Is that something that they should do, or should they just, you know, what should they do in that case?
You know, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's going to fall along the store policy, what they tell the employees. As far as Crime Stoppers, we encourage people just be a good witness as opposed to confronting these people, because you never know what the mindset is. You don't know if they're armed. You know, it can result in, you know, injury or sometimes even death. We've seen cases like that over on the mainland where people do get involved and they end up getting hurt. So for us, we highly recommend you just be a good witness, pay attention to what they look like, direction of flight, clothing description, any scars, marks, or tattoos. That's actually a safer route to go. All
right, Sarge, thank you so much for the great tips there. Phone number once again?
808-955-8300.
And then you can also download the free mobile app at p3tips.com.
Correct.
What's the other website if anybody wants the Crime Stoppers?
Our website at www.honolulucrimestoppers.org.
All right, Sarge, thank you so much for being here, brother. I appreciate all the information up on your screen right there.